Hey everyone, it's Steve. So let me start with a quick story. So, a woman named Carolyn reached out to me last week. She's 72, she lives alone, and she relies completely on Social Security. And for the first time in years, her check didn't arrive when it was expected. No warning, no explanation, just silence. And it turns out, sadly, she wasn't the only one. So, April 2025 is now shaping up to be one of the most chaotic months that we've ever seen in the Social Security system in over a decade. We're talking about new deposit delays, newly reinstated penalties, and a rollout of rules that are already locking some people out of their own benefits. But the good news? Well, there are some wins too, especially if you worked in the public sector or you paid into a pension. So today, I'm going to break down exactly when your April 2025 Social Security check is coming. I'm also going to explain what changes just hit this month and what to do right now to protect yourself or someone you love from delays, lost benefits, or even worse. But just before we take a deep dive, it's imperative you hit that like button and subscribe so that you get notified the minute we produce another game changing video that affects your finances. And I promise you will appreciate it. Now, buckle up and let's plunge straight in. So let's start with the payment schedule because timing is absolutely everything. So if you receive SSI only, your payment was scheduled for Tuesday, April the 1st, right on time because this year it lands on a weekday. So everything's good. Now, if you receive both SSI and Social Security, or your benefits started before May 1997, well, your payment is scheduled for Thursday, April the 3rd. Now, for everyone else, meaning your benefits started after May 1997, your payments are based on your birthday. So if your birthday is between the 1st and the 10th, you can expect your check on Wednesday, April the 9th. If your birthday is between the 11th and the 20th, you can expect your check on Wednesday, April the 16th. And finally, if your birthday is between the 21st and the 31st, and mine is, then you can expect your check on Wednesday, April the 23rd. Now, if you're set up with direct deposit, your money typically lands in your account early that morning. But if you're still receiving paper checks, you've got to allow an extra 3 to 5 business days due to mail delays. Now, here is a very, very, very important tip. Please always double check your deposit via your My Social Security account. If something looks off, don't wait. Call or visit your local field office immediately. Now, coming up in 20 seconds, I'm going to explain a new rule that's just kicked in that's affecting how you change your bank info or you update your identity with the SSA. And by the way, it's already creating havoc for people with limited internet access or mobility. You really need to know this. But first, some huge news that may actually boost your check. So, first of all, the Social Security Fairness Act is finally in effect. Now, this long awaited law is now active and it's repealing the windfall elimination provision, or WEP, and the government pension offset, the GPO. And what this means is millions of public sector workers like teachers, police officers, firefighters, who were all unfairly penalized for having a pension and paying into Social Security, where they're finally seeing justice. And that, my friends, is great news in itself. So, according to the SSA, over 1.1 million people have already received back pay. And by the way, that's with an average lump sum of $6,710. Now, some monthly checks have gone up by 800 to 1,200 starting this month. So if you were impacted by WEP or GPO, check your April deposit because, and I love saying this, you might see a nice surprise. But unfortunately, the full withholding policy is back for overpayments as of March 27th. Now, the SSA has reinstated the harshest version of the overpayment recovery policy. And here's what it means. So, if SSA claims you were overpaid, even if it was their mistake, they can now withhold, wait for this, 100% of your social security check until that debt is repaid. So, no more 10% limit like they did during the pandemic. Now, on the bright side, you can still request a waiver or an appeal or even set up a payment plan. But if that's going to happen, you must act fast. Now, if you get an overpayment letter, do not ignore it. Now, onto an important new rule: no more bank changes over the phone. So, starting March the 31st, you can no longer update your bank account or verify your identity over the phone. To make any updates, you now have to log into my social security account, which, by the way, now requires multi factor verification, or, and I really don't want you to do this, but if you have to, visit a field office in person. Now, here's the problem: 1 in 4 seniors still don't use the internet. Secondly, SSA field offices are operating at historic low staffing levels. And in case you haven't heard, 40 plus field offices and 6 regional hubs are being shut down this year. Now, what this does is create massive delays, long waits, and in some cases, people unable to access their benefits at all. So here's a quick heads up. Starting this month, SSA says it will process bank changes within 1 business day instead of 30. But that only matters if you're able to log in or get help. So if you're taking care of a parent or a grandparent someone who struggles with online access, please make sure their SSA info is current right now. So, what is it that you should do right now? Well, firstly, and this is important, double check your April payment date. Also, review your My SSA account for accuracy. And thirdly, if you received a weird letter, a delayed check, or an overpayment notice, act immediately. So now I'm turning it over to you. Have you experienced any issues with your check this month? Do me a favor and drop your experiences in the comments. It could definitely help someone else avoid the same headache. And also, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about who relies on Social Security. These updates matter more than ever. So please, my friends, stay safe, stay informed, and I'll see you on the next one.